Weird headline just dropped. A headline that, to be perfectly honest, I never really expected to see in the realm of sports. Because here's what I don't understand. All right, here's what I don't understand. I probably put it in the thumbnail, but just in case I didn't, we're dealing with a teenager. This is from Barcelona's official site. Lamine Yamal's injury. The teenager will sit out the Barca v Valencia match due to a pubis problem. He is experiencing, this is from Barcelona's official Twitter account, Lamine Yamal is experiencing discomfort in the pubic area and is currently unable to train or play. I was sure this was fake. Sure. 100. I would have bet the mortgage. I would have bet the farm. I would have bet my grandparents' farm. I would have bet any generational wealth that might exist in my name that this was not real. That this was like NBA Centel. Or one of those sorts of, meme posting accounts. Because, the jokes write themselves. What has Lamine Yamal become famous for over the last, since his 18th birthday party, right? He's dating these older Instagram models. His life off the field's been crazy. And now you're telling me he comes down with discomfort in his pubic area. Brother just missed sex ed in high school, which he's still in, by the way, right? At least, I guess. I assume when you're a professional footballer of that level, you just kind of stop going to school and everybody ignores it. I don't really know how it works, though, because I've never been a 16-year-old playing for Barcelona. But after continuous, determined, disturbing levels of investigation, it's real, right? It's the Barcelona account. It's every accredited news site is saying it's discomfort in the pubic area. And here's the thing I really don't understand. Is one, obviously, I thought it was fake because it's a ridiculous headline. But why would you say this? Say groin. Or apparently, right, there's multiple articles going around about this, and there's a lot of drama around this, right? There's a lot of drama about Lamine Yamal's pubic area. FBI, open up, right? No, there is drama that Fabrizio's been tweeting about, right? Hansi Flick, the coach, obviously, of Barcelona, said Spain gave him painkillers, and even when they were winning, they made him play. This is not taking care of the players. I'm very sad. There's an ESPN article. We're going to kind of go into a little more about what's there. But just off the top, in this article, they're saying he's also having problems with his back. With his back. Just say that. Just say that. Because imagine you're Lamine Yamal. If I was Lamine Yamal, right? That'd be pretty cool. It would be really fun to be that good. But if I was Lamine Yamal, I wouldn't want my club tweeting about my pubic area. There's just something, it just feels a little weird. Right? I would not want the official Football Manager Twitter account to come out and be like, yeah, Zealand's, not going to make a couple of videos this week because of discomfort in his pubic area. Obviously, I'm not Zealand, but if I was, right, you guys are probably aware of the fact at this point that I like to LARP as Zealand. And to be perfectly honest, it's really helped grow this channel. I feel like a lot of you watch me because you think I'm Zealand. But that's beside the point. The point is, it's weird. Just from a branding and presentation standpoint, if you have any option other than his dick got cut off in a factory accident, like you cannot ignore the fact that that is the issue. Say anything else. A groin injury is completely normal and common. Say it's his back, or he's just been working through some minor soreness. Like any way you could possibly word this other than saying his pubic area. I don't know who's involved in the decision-making process for exactly what information is this, you decide to tweet out as a club. But I feel like whoever is in decision in that position and making those decisions should be fired. Point blank. Just weird way to go about it. Now, the underlying drama beneath the hilarity of Barcelona tweeting about Lamine Yamal's pubic area is that there is this continued issue in the world of football of miscommunications between national teams and clubs. And there's weird drama going on between the RFEF, which is the federation in Spain, and Barcelona, which, of course, Barcelona and Real Madrid are the two-headed monster that get everything they want in Spain. It's how they work, right? And so Lamine goes, this is the quote from Hansi Flick. Lamine goes to the national team with pain, right? I'm assuming this is the back and pubic area pain. Didn't train, had painkillers to play. They were 3 goals ahead in every match, and he played 79 and 73 minutes. Flick said in his news conference. right? That is pretty damning. I'm going to be honest. If you're the Spanish national team and you've got a national pool as deep as the Pacific Ocean and your star boy 18-year-old is struggling with pain, you probably want to make sure that he's okay. You probably want to make sure that he's okay. You didn't need Lamine Yamal to get results. They could go through the whole qualifying without playing Lamine Yamal once, and they would be fine. They would win their group. They're not in a tough spot in qualifying, and they are one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the world, bar none. And Lamine Yamal's a big part of that, but you don't need to be one of the 2 best teams in the world to get out of their qualifying group. So I don't understand why you're force-feeding Lamine Yamal painkillers to play this game. That immediately doesn't pass the smell test for me as a national team. They continue, they were very aware of the issue. Between the matches, he didn't train. This is not taking care of the players. Spain have the best team in the world in every position. They're unbelievably good, and I'm really sad about this. I agree with Hansi Flick in that position. Right? I agree with that. And then there's this other article from Barca Universe, so I guess maybe take this with a grain of salt. Michel Durant has written this. The Spanish Football Federation claimed there was no communication from Barca about Lamine's discomfort and that the player was fine when he arrived and left the Spain camp. That just doesn't hold water when they're saying that or when Hansi Flick at least is saying that he didn't train between matches. That would make me believe, obviously, that the Spanish national team was very aware of the fact that Lamine Yamal and his pubic area and other areas were not okay. That he was having pain, he was struggling. You give him painkillers, you don't have him train, then something's wrong. And Barcelona obviously is that, as they probably should in this case based off the smell test here, they came out and rejected the suggestions from the RFEF that they failed to notify the national team about Lamine Yamal's physical issues. According to the Catalan club, Spain's physiotherapist and team doctor Claudio Vasquez was made fully aware of the forward's lumbar discomfort as soon as he joined the camp. They also, they say that the head of medical services, Ricard Pruna, remained in constant contact with Spain's staff throughout the international break. Daily exchanges were held, with Yamal's condition a recurring topic. The national physios reportedly informed Barcelona that the 18-year-old was suffering from acute lumbar pain stemming from a minor pubic injury. They indicated he would initially stay at the hotel for treatment. So it sounds like there was regular communication going on about all of this stuff. The national team is clearly in the wrong, but it's mind-blowing how much they don't talk. Right, Hansi Flick went on to say later in this press conference, I never really spoke with De La Fuente. Maybe my Spanish is not good, his English is not good, so this is a problem. Google Translate, motherfucker. Google Translate. We live in a world where the newest AirPods can translate shit live. His English isn't that good, my Spanish isn't that good. Figure it out. You're dealing with a kid worth like $300 million. Saudi Arabia would pay you over $1 billion for this kid right now. That's how valuable he is as a footballer. And you're saying you didn't communicate once about this? Obviously the physiotherapy staffs are communicating, but if Hansi Flick really is going in here and saying, hey, look, he's up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, this isn't good, you shouldn't be playing him, figure out how to actually communicate that. Now, obviously, Hansi Flick's coming from a particularly interesting spot because he used to be a national team coach, so he was on the other side of this. He says that. I was also on this side as a national coach, so I know how hard the job is, but the communication with clubs was always good. He's saying that basically the communication from De La Fuente to the clubs now is not as good, but I just don't really understand. It doesn't pass. We're big on the smell test today. It doesn't pass the smell test why the Spanish national team would do this. So I'm on Barcelona's side when it comes to this. Now, I believe that national teams are important. I think it's a beautiful part of the sport that really helps grow the game and creates amazing stories and spectacles. But, use a little common sense here, right? It's not like these 2 World Cup qualifiers are the end-all, be-all, and you got to force Lamine Yamal to play through them. They're not.